So the Trump poll results are out, and would I say it's a shocker? Well, let's take a look.
President talking tariffs and the economy. If you look at our new Fox News poll at 100 days job approval compared to other presidents, there you see the president at 44%, and you see his first term at 45% at this mark, the 100-day mark. We have other new polls that are revealing some concerns about the economy. Let's talk about that.
Couple more. And this is interesting. NBC News has brand new polling on young people's views. This is people age 18 to 29. People age 18 to 29 disapprove of Trump's handling of inflation and the cost of living by a 39-point margin. People age 18 to 29 disapprove of Trump deporting people for participating in protests about Israel's actions in Gaza. They disapprove of that by a 52-point margin. And look at this. Should people in the U.S. who hold student visas, work visas, and green cards be given due process protections when facing criminal or civil charges? Should they get due process protections? 92% say yes. 92%. I don't know, maybe they might be overestimating the appeal of performatively cruel, tyrannical secret police snatch and grabs off American streets. Yeah, funny. They thought Americans would love that. Turns out Americans do not love that. Okay, one more. This is the Pew poll.
How do you get an approval rating worse than Donald Trump's first term? Well, re-elect him and find out. And oh boy, did we. This poll just came out, Fox News, with 44% approval rating, and we all know that's generous. Frankly, I can't believe they even let this thing on air. You know he's going to be on his bogus True Social, dropping bombs left and right. We'll see if Fox News is even on the air next week, because it's not looking too good. But another poll had his disapproval of the economy at 56%. And we also know that is like on the lower end. But the man who was reelected to lower the grocery prices, lower the gas prices, fix the economy, has failed, and failed tremendously. And we all knew, had you just listened to the economist who said his economic plans were going to doom us. And here we are, 100 days of this living nightmare. And it is just not at all pleasant. But this is what people voted for. The people on that side voted for this. And now even Fox News, I think, is starting to wake up and smell the roses. And they don't smell good. They smell like tariffs and disappointment.
Well, Fox News cannot even hide the train wreck anymore. Polling is starting to come into focus, but in a very particular way that's different than just about the polling itself. The polling story is starting to take on a life of its own, because even some of Donald Trump's biggest supporters in the media, in the right-wing ecosystem, can no longer deny that these numbers are a political problem for Donald Trump. Normally, they would simply ignore the numbers, but the problem is that voters are starting to see this particularly economic policy. That's the biggest area where Trump is truly turning people against him. This economic policy is failing the president politically, and so they are talking about it, and it is fascinating. Here is Brett Baier live on air saying the quiet part out loud, quiet to them, right? Which is that Donald Trump's approval rating at roughly the 100-day mark of his second term is 44%. And that's lower than it was during Donald Trump's first term at this point in time, which was already nothing to brag about. But it's also lower than every recent president at the 100-day mark. Here is Brett Baier very solemnly, very seriously, extremely demure and cutesy talking about it.
President talking tariffs and the economy. If you look at our new Fox News poll at 100 days job approval compared to other presidents, there you see the president at 44%, and you see his first term at 45% at this mark, the 100-day mark. We have other new polls that are revealing some concerns about the economy. Let's talk.
This is like you have to adjust the language based on where you're getting it. These polls being a source for some concern, the way that Brett Baer put it, means this is a 5-alarm fire. Translated, Trump is somehow less popular now after redeeming himself with the presidency a second time than when he was merely a chaotic loudmouth pretending to be president the first time. But it gets even worse because you look into the details of this poll. Fox also asked voters about the tariffs specifically, which has become Donald Trump's favorite economic weapon. And guess what? 72% of respondents in Fox News' own poll say that they believe tariffs will make products more expensive, which is, of course, correct. Only 7% said they believe Trump's claim, which is that the tariffs will actually lower prices. They just don't believe it. And this is not a good look because it is economic literacy, to some degree, punching Donald Trump in the face.
Donald Trump got some devastating new poll numbers today, and you've just got to see how far his numbers have fallen in just a few months. The latest Pew Research poll of Donald Trump's approval rating has him at 59% disapproval, only 40% approve. That's a 7% decrease in the approval rating and an 8% increase in disapproval. And just look at these subgroup numbers. Amongst Black Americans, 14 to 82. Amongst Hispanic Americans, who Donald Trump was recently touting as having voted for him in November, disfavor the president now 27 to 72. Young people, minus 27. 30 to 49, minus 25. Even 65 plus, minus 14 favorability. Now look, do I wish people had realized this in November when we could have prevented a second Trump term? Yes. But the fact is, Donald Trump and his popularity are falling rapidly. And we, the people, need to keep up the pressure because it's only going to get hotter for Donald Trump in the Oval Office.
Well, folks, I think we can say that the Donald Trump presidential honeymoon is officially over. A YouGov poll was released today, and it showed that Trump's ratings for how he handles the economy have never been lower. And that includes his first term, where he, was the only president in history to lose jobs, and it was 3 million jobs that he lost. It is blatantly clear at this point that the American public does not like what he's doing on the economy at all. And here's the thing. He has nobody to blame but himself. He created the tariff nightmare. He was the one that threatened Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, which markets absolutely hate when you do that. He's the one that's done this forced deportation of people, including people who did nothing wrong. He has nobody to blame but himself. He created this mess, and the American public know it. He is in a lot of trouble, folks. And the thing is, when you corner a rat like Donald Trump, they bite. And so we're going to have to be extra careful about all the craziness and make sure that we keep screaming and yelling about all the terrible things he's doing. And the likelihood of us retaking the House goes up by the day next year. So let's keep it up.
This is an important lesson, I think, for every Democrat. You've had weeks of controversy over Kilmar Abrego Garcia and his unlawful detention in El Salvador. And during that time, you've had all of these Democratic advisors and pundits saying, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. Trump is so popular on immigration. Well, a new poll came out today from the Washington Post, and it turns out that Trump's popularity on immigration has completely collapsed. He's lost 11 points on it net, from +6 to -5 in 2 weeks. This was easily his most popular issue, and now he's underwater on it. And the reason he's lost so much ground is clearly because people were talking about this immigration controversy, because they were talking about the terrible things he was doing. The lesson here is don't avoid terrible abuses just because he's popular. You can attack them, and then you can make him unpopular. People respond to politicians. They respond to what politicians are saying. Politicians are opinion setters. They're tastemakers. If the media focuses on a controversy or a crisis or a scandal, that's going to drive him underwater. So there's no reason to avoid this stuff. And Trump's got a lot of controversies and scandals out there. Political popularity is a dynamic thing. It changes. And it doesn't just change magically. It changes because of what people are talking about. So Democrats have got to stop being afraid to talk about the terrible things Trump's doing.
Donald Trump is unraveling this morning. He cannot control his emotions. It's post after post after post, panicking in public. It is humiliating. Donald Trump posts. Rupert Murdoch has told me for years that he is going to get rid of his Fox News, Trump-hating, fake pollster, but he has never done so. This quote pollster has gotten me and MAGA wrong for years. Also, and while he's at it, he should start making changes at the China-loving Wall Street Journal. It sucks! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Again, just think about this like emotional maniac of an individual. It sucks! And Donald Trump's responding to the fact that a Fox, I put news in quotes, poll that just came out yesterday shows that Donald Trump's approval is only 44% in the first 100 days, the lowest ever in modern presidential history, including lower than Trump during his first administration.
The Trump term is going to be an absolute shit show. I know a lot of you are worried about what Donald Trump might do, and you should be. I mean, look, the guy is an extremist nut who has authoritarian dreams. But he's not going to be able to accomplish most of what he's going to try to do because his White House and this entire MAGA movement is going to be so dysfunctional. It's going to eat itself from within. Already it's starting. We have lunatics on the MAGA right attacking co-president Elon Musk. They have finally realized that Elon Musk doesn't give a damn about MAGA, doesn't give a damn about Trump. He's in it for himself. He bought Donald Trump to pad his own pockets. Okay, this is all about Elon Musk buying a presidency to enrich himself. We all knew that. And MAGA is just now starting to realize that. You know, they're all anti-immigrant. They want no immigration to this country, period. Elon Musk, he bought Donald Trump because he wants H-1B visas.